What makes you valuable? I'm Dave Crane. In our latest Thought Leaders Network Breakfast Club, we tackled the question that affects every one of us. When technology can copy so much of what you know, what still makes you valuable? This wasn't a seminar or a room full of sales pitches. It's what we call a thinking room. Business leaders, creatives, consultants, entrepreneurs, and technology experts sharing real experiences and challenging each other's ideas. And the conversation went somewhere none of us expected. I started with one simple question. What worried you when you began your career or business that barely matters to you now? At the start of your career, the questions can feel enormous. Who am I? Will anyone hire me? Where will I find customers? What happens if I fail? Am I actually good enough? But experience changes those questions. It doesn't remove every doubt, it gives you something far more useful. Evidence. You've dealt with difficult people before. You've survived uncertainty before. You've solved problems you once thought were impossible, and you've reinvented yourself more times than you probably realize. So instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong, you begin asking better questions. What can I learn from this? What can I create from this? What can I do differently next time? That's one of the real advantages of experience. It isn't just a collection of things you know, it's proof that you can adapt. Even when your role changes, your company changes, or an entire industry moves beneath your feet, the lessons you learn still belong to you. The badge may change, the experience doesn't. The conversation then moved towards younger professionals entering the workplace. Several experienced people in the room were honest enough to admit that this can sometimes affect their confidence. Younger people may arrive with strong technology skills, a natural feel for social media, less fear of trying something new, and the confidence to put themselves out there. That can be intimidating. But younger professionals cannot press a button and download decades of lived experience. They haven't yet handled every difficult client, failed ideas, crisis, negotiation, or sudden market changes. That doesn't make one generation better than another. The real opportunity is to combine the best of both. Take the energy, tools, and boldness of youth, then add the judgment, resilience, and perspective that comes from experience. That's a powerful mix. Then a teenager in the room challenged the adults. Some people felt younger generations no longer respected experience in the same way, but the younger point of view was simple. Young people have grown up with instant access to information. If you tell them something, they can check it within seconds. They can compare opinions, find another expert, and decide for themselves whether your answer makes sense. The old approach was often, respect me because I'm older, respect me because I have a title. That doesn't work as well now. Authority has to be demonstrated, not simply claimed. If you want people to listen, you have to give them a genuine reason. We then heard two real examples of what that looks like. One professional had been chosen for a major regional leadership role with an international company. Their knowledge and experience mattered, of course, but their authentic social media presence also played an important part, and they'd wondered whether they should sound more formal and corporate online. A previous Breakfast Club conversation encouraged them to stay true to their own voice, and that decision had paid off. Another business owner had recently launched a new service. They credited the support, motivation, and accountability of a professional think tank with helping them build the confidence to stop hiding and finally market what they could do. These stories gave us a simple lesson. Your expertise may qualify you, but your personality can help you get chosen. People connect with people. We notice people, we remember people, and we trust people before we trust a logo or a polished company statement. That doesn't mean sharing every detail of your life online. It means allowing people to see how you think, what you care about, and what it would feel like to work with you. If your content sounds exactly like everyone else's, it disappears. Your experience matters, but people need to see some evidence of it, and they need to see the human being behind it. That brought us to artificial intelligence. The room had very different views. Some people saw huge opportunities to work faster, create more, and remove repetitive tasks. Others raised concerns about misinformation, deep fakes, ethics, environmental impact, and what happens when we outsource too much of our own thinking. One of the strongest warnings was that if we let technology do all the mental work, we may slowly lose some of our own critical thinking skills. But one idea connected most of the discussion. AI makes knowledge easier to access. It does not automatically give you judgment, trust, lived experience, or humanity. And that matters because knowledge alone is becoming easier to copy. Almost anyone can now use AI to produce a basic proposal, strategy, article, or presentation. It may not be brilliant, but it can look convincing, so simply knowing things is no longer enough to separate you from everyone else. Your value comes from knowing what to do with that information. It comes from spotting what is missing. It comes from understanding the consequence of a decision. It comes from reading the room, building trust, and knowing when the obvious answer is not the right answer. AI can support your thinking. It shouldn't replace it. By the end of the morning, the whole conversation came together. It began with the questions that worry us early in our careers that led to experience and reinvention, and from there we explored the younger generations and the changing meaning of authority. Then technology and AI brought us back to the most important questions. What makes a human being valuable now? The answer wasn't one single quality, it was a combination: experience, adaptability, technology, and humanity. Experience gives you judgment, adaptability gives you relevance, and technology gives you leverage, but humanity gives people a reason to choose you. AI can imitate information, it cannot live your history. It hasn't handled the crises you've managed, learned from your failures, or built the relationships you've spent years earning. Those experiences are not weaknesses from an older world. Those are some of your most valuable assets. But you cannot rely on experience alone. You have to keep learning, stay open to new tools, and remain willing to change. This is what happens in the Thought Leaders Network Breakfast Club. We bring the right people into one room, ask better questions, and give everyone the space to think differently. If you want to be a part of those conversations, I'd love you to join us at the next Breakfast Club. Keep learning, keep adapting, and whatever technology comes next, never lose the part that makes you human.